Destruction is the best. Yeet. 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 It's not about the build, it's about the destruction. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Oh, this is looking good. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet.
J_man91 has redeemed first.
Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet us, delete us. Destruction. Destruction is the best. Yeet. I can hold this mouse better than anyone could hold this mouse. Mainly because I wouldn't allow them into my house to hold this mouse. But nonetheless, destruction. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet us, delete us. Yeet us, delete us. Yeah, I make great background music. Wait, I'm music? Yeah, I'm music. We'll go with that. Ash Rain music, bro. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. How are you doing today, my dudes? GG Man redeeming first. Welcome in, everybody across all the platforms. How are you doing? Let me get my TikTok caption done. I think it's good, actually. Yeah, it hasn't been making me do a CAPTCHA lately, but I do have to wait to connect TikTok chat until after the TikTok stream starts, which is after the intro ends. Chat, how's everybody doing? Yesterday, Magic and I played that game, Bokaro? No, something like that. Bakaru? Barocco? Planet? Whatever. It's good. It was good. I had fun. I still don't know what Magic's secret was. We'll find that out next week. But for now, let's get in the hardcore world. I did release an update to the Colonel mod pack today. We are on 15.2.0. It updated a whole bunch of minor mods and stuff, but it also added in continuity, so we'll have connected textures again, dude. Wow, it's laggy as we load in the world. Nope, not that. No, we weren't playing poker yesterday. I don't know, dude. Bokura. That's it. All right. What is we doing today in the hardcore world? We is doing what we need to. Yo, I gotta repair some stuff and things soon. I'm on my last set of wings, I think. I got no empty shulkers. What's going on here, dude? Oh, there's some empty shulkers. Turn my volume up. Yeah, it wasn't very loud. Need 8 more, please. That should be 8 if I know how to count. I didn't know how to count. All right. Now we're good. So we're gonna go. We're still working on the cactus farm. We're still working on the cactus farm. So for anyone not caught up on the current project tree, we are working on stuff for the Copper Age update. We've done a lot of stuff, and we are readdressing chunk loaders because they removed the spawn chunks in this update. And we are going through all these farms on the base island that could not be chunk loaded before and now can be from 121.5. We're just doing that at the same time as fixing the spawn chunk stuff. So we're working on the cactus chunk loaders. We have the chunk loaders in place, but there's some other stuff that we have to do to the cactus farm that we might as well do at the same time. So that's where we is now. Over here, cactus farm, and over here, cactus smelter. Welcome in, Mrs. Ken. How you doing? Whoa, I held shift and I had so much momentum, it curved me around the edge. That was ridiculous. I love it. I love it. All right. So, the redstone is now like, bam, immediately in your face. I gotta remember where I left off. I do vaguely remember I had rerouted this water source to get to these composters was the very last thing I did last stream here. NG, how you doing? So that is now making bone meal. The bone meal is prioritized to come down here into the auto crafter to make white dye, and the white dye is then used to make lime dye. We're actually out of green dye, so this isn't making lime dye right now. So we're actually at a point where it might be a good idea to go do some repairing to make sure everything comes through here. Let's do that. Let's do just one single repair thingy. And make sure, yeah, we'll just do, yeah, we'll do this. So we'll repair 2 sets of wings plus the ones on my back. And we're gonna immediately go to free cam and watch it do its thing. All right, so free cam, we're watching. Yep, it's going into the water. Oh boy, they are catching there. Okay, we gotta reevaluate that a little bit then. But it's going up through there, and it's going up and around, and it should be all being picked up by this first hopper. And then from the first hopper, it should be routing it down here into this crafter. Yep, the crafter's topped off again. There's green dye going in there. Welcome in Abjanex Miku as well. So now this is creating more, and it looks like this is all working. This is not my normal one-wide tileable auto crafters, so it all feels very foreign to me. I like to throw the green dye in there. Yeah, it all feels very foreign to me, so I like it. It's working good. I think that means the crafters are done, except for... this is a shulker loader for bone blocks, I believe. Let me make sure. Hold on, free cam. Yes, so first thing that happens when cactuses make bone meal is the first chance it goes down to the lime dye crafter. Once that's full and backed up all the way, then it'll start making bone blocks. The bone blocks will go into the auto crafter, and then the auto crafter will output to here shulker boxes of bone blocks. Okay, so what we need to do now is load up the shulker loaders with shulkers, and then comes the most unknown part of getting empty shulkers to the back of these shulker loaders, and there is going to be a conflict with this hopper line right here. We know that much for sure, so we gotta figure that out. Yo, a 10 stream streak, nice. All right, so with that said, that's what I need to be focusing on right now, is figuring out where we're going to put the auto crafters. Yeah, we definitely could do more repairing here. We don't need to not be doing repairing, but... Also, oh, coal! We need shulker boxes of coal here as well. I guess it doesn't have to be coal, but coal is what we use, and it would be a real pain to swap to something else. And then we need to reroute this. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, chat, that potentially... Okay, this is where the coal input is. And the chests are, the double chests are literally directly above this. Yeah, that's why we have 2 double chests, one under each of those hoppers. We could literally do 1 double chest there, and that would be fine. Save ourselves a hopper too. And then I don't have a good way back up, which is really problematic. Then we need to do somewhere a way of supplying materials to an auto crafter for empty shulker boxes. And probably we'd do that in this wall. I don't know. We also need to make sure we label all these with item frames. And we need to decorate up the back of this eventually too. Oh, look at that, lime dye is coming in. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, this is not running out of bone meal yet. That's surprising. Surprising. Okay. Jeez. Yeah. So something I do know is that this hopper here is 1 block higher than these hoppers here. So we need to make sure that it comes to this one first, and then it can go out and around and down to that. I just think I was like, oh, maybe I had a solution, but I don't. You know what I did? No, that's as low as that can be too. Dang it, man. And that's as high as that can be, unless I raise everything up another block, which will double the amount of hoppers there. Well, no, it wouldn't double the hoppers. We would have, droppers in that spot. We might have to raise this entire water stream up a block. That'll suck, but it might be our only option. Let's make the crafter first. Let's make the crafter first. We got to figure out where that can physically fit. All right. And then it's got to be routed to there. Jesus, man. Is this wall... Hold on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a wall we can't even, like, budge up against at all. Oh, man. Brutal. Okay. What can I do then? What else can I do? So I do put it in this wall. Where can I even go with it? Or, I don't have these chests here, and I move these chests to the back wall, and then I have the crafter stuff here. That seems like the way to go, dude. That seems like the way to go. All right. Let me take out these blocks. Oh boy, that just went somewhere. That just went into the fuel. Oh, no, it went into there. Okay, good. Oh boy, all right. And one of them might have went to the fuel, I don't know. I should really put I'm gonna firstly go get a couple shulker boxes of coal blocks. Just at least one. So we don't have anything falling into there. Yo, a 20 stream watch streak. Do you guys have the option to announce that every streak, or is it just like on certain milestones? Or every stream? Or is it just on certain milestones? I think I've only seen like 3, 5, 10, and now 20 is the highest. Just on milestones? Got it. Cole. What's up? Right, I do need a couple because of how low it is. I forgot about that. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I don't have a coal block auto crafter built into this, but then also at the same time, it's probably better that I don't require coal blocks as our only input. You know what I'm saying? Ouch. Does that place it down? It did place it down. Great. All right, so now we are fueling the place again. Good. We didn't fuel the furnace. It was always fueling. All right. Now the real question is how am I gonna get a chest from over there to fuel this without siphoning off of a chest above it? Oh, great. Okay. Well, let's first just chop these away. And then chop these away. And break that. And you got to think about the fact that, yeah, there's an observer there. Oh boy, okay. I would like the chest to be... I mean, maybe I could just put it in this corner. That would probably be good-ish. So let's... Oh, man. So let's say I had a double chest there that I could open. And I wanted it to get to that. I have no way of doing that without making a hopper part of the floor or something. Oh boy, that observer's in a great spot, ain't it? And that block. It really does seem like that was the only good place for it. I mean, maybe I could just go down to a single double chest there. And then... do something different. We're so cramped in space here. So low on space here. It's a real problem. Well, this wall, now that I think about it. Oh, as long as we, oh man, we can't interfere with that though. Yeah, we can't interfere with the item drop coming in where it does. Great. So then it leaves this wall again, but that wall's a problem because we don't have a way of getting anything over there. We've built ourselves into a corner here. Yeah, and I don't even have space to, like, use another corner for this, do I? No, there's the other... Yeah, there's no way... Well, I mean, in the floor over here, maybe. We'd have to have the dropper elevator be over away from here. Interesting. Could I put it in the floor over here? Is there room? Can't put it in the floor in this room, but I could potentially put it in the floor in this room. But... We're on a bit of a sidetrack from the chunk loader. This is a farm that we had to chunk load, but we're here making some fixes to the redstone at the same time because we needed to. And right now we're trying to figure out where to find an auto crafter to auto craft empty shulker boxes to load the auto crafters that or the shulker loaders we added for green dye. We just got to figure out where we could put this. I'm thinking our best bet, our only real option is going to be to throw down a double chest in each of these corners here, just like that. And then the auto crafter will have to be like underneath it, and then it'll have to send it out on like a hopper line, and then a dropper elevator, and then another hopper line. Yeah, that's... Oh boy, okay. Let me grab my redstone box, and let's get over there. Oh, right, I needed to also fix these water channels because there was a bunch of dye getting stuck right there on this block. Even though it's... shouldn't be a problem. Alright, here's where I broke through. We've got double chest, and then we need to put a block in each of those spots so you can't see down through the gap. I don't know how much space I want to have before we get to the auto crafter. So like we need, like I don't know where. I don't know how we want to trigger the auto crafter is what I'm trying to think of. So we could literally get the auto crafter right there with just a single hopper, boom, auto crafter. It's got its materials it needs to craft a shulker box. You know, chests in there, shell, right here and here. And then it spits it out that way. So that means we pulse it from this side. Okay. That works. But I guess I need to figure out where the dropper elevator needs to be. Yeah, that's probably our next. Okay, I'm actually gonna shut these in case items fall in there. Nothing should make their way through while we're doing this construction. That's a bit too high, actually. The hopper line needs to be where my feet is. So let me actually just bring this through first. Do I have my red blocks on me? I don't. Okay. No, they're normal blocks. All right, that'll disable that one. And those are disabled by the other blocks above it. And these ones will be disabled when I put red blocks above them. Cool. I'll get to that shortly. I just got to... All right. They're my pillaring block, my scaffolding, whatever. All right, so we need... a little bit more space here. We might rely on 2 separate elevators here. Or, Wait, I think I did just come up with the solution here. So, do I have my droppers on me? Okay, I've been stuck trying to figure out how to do this. How to get around this thing. So, what if we obviously need to have a dropper on one end of this, then hoppers through the rest, and we can put solid blocks above to shut them off. Okay. And then, no, we have to have... See, the problem is we have to have a hopper there, and that would be underneath this hopper, which was a problem. Because when items flow through this, if there is green dye flowing through this while there is a vacancy here, while a shulker box is shifting through, then this could inhale green dye into the shulker loader feed, which would not be good. I was kind of hoping we could... Does that need to go down right there is the question. No, it does
Slime
not.
to you is here.
Welcome in, Slime. Okay, so what if... Okay. No, I'm trying to think, like, how could I make it pass... I've got it. I've got it, chat. Watch this. So we rip out this hopper line. Wait, does it have to be that high over here? Or can I get away with it being lower? I don't know if I can, actually. I think it needs to be this high. Can I make it go the other way around? I think I can make it go the other way around. And save ourselves a huge headache. So... Does that lock these hoppers is the next question. No, that does not lock these hoppers being next to the... Oh boy, that's not what I meant to do at all. Being next to that redstone dust does not lock these hoppers. Oh crap. it's a problem because it's going to have to flow through the blue ice. I'm going to have to change where the water flow is, where the water source is, I mean. Is this going to work? No, it's lined up, so it shouldn't have a chance to fall into the hopper, like, period. So... Let me throw something in the water stream and make sure it shows up where we want it to. Some diorite. Nope. Some diorite. Now this has got it lined up where we want it. Yeah, and because of how it was lined up, there was no way it was gonna fall into the hopper. Okay. Like and not flow through it. Freeze to follow. Or flow over it, I mean. But it did get sucked up by the hopper. And then we should see that is now in here. The diorite and the moss blocks are in there. Cool. And this is... Yeah, this is out of bone meal on that side. Okay. Alright, so we solved that problem. Jeez, dude. We do need to rip out a few more hoppers over here. Cool. And yeah, then that hopper is just there. We actually could have raised up this hopper line by a little bit because, well, we could have, but we didn't. All right. So now we need our dropper elevator right here. No, this is our cactus farm. This is a shulker autocrafter for the dye shulker loaders. Where's my box? Oh, there's my box. Need a torch. It's dark over here. All right. I have so much junk in my inventory. Let's get some of this out of my inventory. Box. Okay. Anything else we need? So, redstone box. Why is it all the way over here? We have the droppers, we have the hoppers, we have the concrete. We need a comparator, a sticky piston, dutes, torches, maybe, I don't know. All right, we need to line that up with right. Where exactly? Right here, potentially. Then it's gonna have to hook right and then go up more. No, it's not. Okay. So we need let's put our first dropper here. No, I don't want it underneath this. I want it right here. All right. So the highest hopper it'll have to service is over there, which if I'm standing here, this is on 63. Ugh, dang it. Okay. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I can't sprint. That's why it didn't work. I like sprint jumped and I can't sprint. I needed to eat. All right, this is standing on 64. Okay. So if the hopper here needs to be at 64. Are we sure those aren't at the same level? Yeah, they're not. Well, okay, actually, it can be the same level now that I think about it. Let's start the hopper line over there and work our way back. We don't need no education. We don't need that dropper there. Pull that dropper back out now that I've done that. This we'll go out one extra block to give ourselves a little bit of buffer. And then we bring it in. Boom. All right, we cover that up. Need more red blocks. I have no more red blocks. I need to go out to get more red blocks. Out is in. It's like Jack Sparrow. Up is down. We gotta rock the boat. Wait, where's my boxes? There they are. I lost them. Chat, did I hear that that Johnny Depp was going to play Jack Sparrow again? Was that true, or was that the internet lying to me? Did anybody else hear that? Yeah, then that goes straight in. Perfect. 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 Did I mention that it is perfect? In which case I can actually bring this, because I don't need to do it differently than I was thinking. No idea? No. So that's not happening? Dang. I swear I heard that like a couple months ago, honestly. Did they ever make the Pirates of the Caribbean that had Jack Sparrow being played by somebody else? Like, I heard that was happening years ago now, during the trials and all that stuff. But, like, I don't think I ever heard about it releasing. Or did they just can it because everybody seemed to hate the idea? Spreading rumor. I swear I heard that was happening, but whatevs. Is that true, or is the internet lying to me? I wish more people would ask that. Hey, I ask that so often with the amount of AI slop on the internet nowadays. Because even if something seems to be from a credible source, there's a really good chance it's just a really good AI that tricked me. And I get like physically upset when I find out that I was fully duped by an AI of some sort. Like yeah, I'll watch a video and then halfway through realize it's AI or whatever. That's all right. But when I watch a full video through and I send it to somebody and then they're like, "Bro, that's AI," and then I notice, I'm like, "Oh God, I hate it. Absolutely hate it." You've seen boatloads of GTA 6 AI slop? Oh, man. Yeah, I get upset at you too, Slime. Just let your mom believe that she's actually stumbled upon a page that only posts babies and puppies playing in flour. Hey, dude, if that's what my parents were believing on the internet was real, that's actually fake, you know, I'm sure everybody would have a much better time. But we all know our parents aren't believing that those are fake. Well, some of them are, but there's much worse things that they're believing is real. Which is not a topic for this channel. Okay, so no, I need to chop more this way. We didn't chop the stone blocks. We left them here and that got in our way like we knew it would. That's why we gotta chop the stone blocks. Ooh, the Ebenezer Scrooge, yeah. Baby versions of Judge Judy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, redstone torch on this side. Ooh, no, wait. If I just make the timer that I normally create right here, but that same pulse from the timer is also sent over there to pulse the crafter, then we don't have to have this whole hopper line filled with empty shulkers. It'll just be a timer turns on when this dropper gets empty, and when the timer turns on, it'll start firing up the dropper and simultaneously crafting things. But it's actually the timer actually is based off the top. Right. Okay. So I gotta make the timer first. It's not in the normal orientation, but I can work with that. Let me see if I can work with that, actually. How... No, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the top. Okay, so comparator out of there. And then honestly, we have so much space here, I can just run a staircase down. And then, yeah, I'll move the timer to accommodate for it. Two. Okay, hold on. I need this to actually go into that and then have a torch and then, okay, the doots can still go there. So if that is on, that means the timer should be running. Which might mean I need another torch involved, but... It does mean I need another torch involved. Okay. So that timer is, while this is empty, that timer is running. When that has something in it, it turns this off, which stops the timer. Okay. That's what we want. You know what, honestly? Now that I think about it, since we already have the other torch down there, this means it'll have to be like, it'll have like 2 shulkers in it by the time it turns off that torch, which is perfect. Okay. Let me take that out of here. All right, and then now we take this signal from here, let's say. And we run that into there. Perfect. Let me up here. Come on. What's up? So now that should craft things. Oh, right. But we still have to have something that doesn't craft things if the chests are empty. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where am I going to get that signal from? Oh, well, one's actually really easy. You just did. I mean, I said, what's up? Come on, bro. How am I supposed to... So comparator here into... No, that's not actually that simple. That's not that simple, actually. That breaks stuff. Great. Great. Problems. I'm facing problems. Well, actually, now I'm not facing problems. Okay. And then torch, right? That means we're not going to craft any because this is empty. Sweet. Sweet. We have to do the same for the other side now. I don't do sports. Not really. I don't pay attention to any of them. All right, so then here we get a comparator. And then I gotta get a signal around the other side. Hello from the other side. I need more red blocks? Are you kidding me, dude? How many red blocks could I possibly need? The answer is yes. That's how many red blocks I need. Peace out. Where's my red blocks box? There it is. Sounds delicious. Hot chocolate and marshmallows? Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness. Right before stream, I was watching shorts or whatever, and a short came on about Leaves from the Vine. And oh my goodness, dude, I was... Okay, hold on. So I know that these won't affect this hopper. What is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then this is probably gonna have to switch to a torch at some point. And then that torch input, I can make it go lock something or else. Oh god, I still don't have the observer tower here, dude. Oh boy. Ah boy, chat. I didn't put in the observer tower. And that actually means that I really need to move this to the other side so I can have the observer tower off the back. Okay, great. Not going to change anything. Still going to work that identically. But since we don't have the observer tower here, and we need to have a doot there to be observed. So okay. There. That works. It always gets me too, dude. That's yeah, I was okay. So now now chat, we've got to come here and somehow bring this redstone in to turn off this clock. I'm going to actually decide right there I put a torch. And you know what? Boom, I'll connect that. That'll also stop the timer. Okay. Okay, that'll work. It's a bit ridiculous, but it'll work. This is like the least efficient way we've built one of these ever, but it works. Theoretically. But that's just a theory. A slime theory. Okay. 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 I genuinely think we're good here. We need to go patch up that room now that we were planning on putting this stuff in. And then we need to go get a bunch of shulkers and a bunch of chests. And then honestly, I could use a couple more chests too. I don't have a way up now. Dang it, bro. Oh, I have genuinely no way back up. Okay. So previously we had it like that. And we had 2, but we definitely don't need 2. Okay. Okay, then we gotta go behind the chest. Good. I feel like we need to move this door to the other side. Oh! No, other side doesn't quite work. What about this side? This side works! Jesus, man. Yeah, this side is the way we're able to walk in and out of, at least. Oh, man, but we walk straight into the drop of cactuses. Oh, whatever. Okay. So what is still not done out here yet then? You know what? Actually, I do think there is some cleanup we gotta... Oh, hold on. I need to get more cut sandstone because I need to come down here and I need to... Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Hold on. If I break that and replace it with a piece of cut sandstone for when you look through it, and then break this and replace it with a piece of cut sandstone and replace that with the comparator, boom, that'll work just the same now. And it'll look nicer from the inside is the whole deal. Okay. Then, okay, I just remembered that these are a problem. Items from this dropper, even though the dropper is way up there and it shoots the item straight down, still somehow have the chance of getting caught on that ledge, which is a real deal problem. So I think my only solution is going to be to make this water that actually line up with this bit out here. I don't know why I did that. I think it might have been just like ease of use, like with the blue ice, but I don't have any more blue ice on me. I do have a little bit more blue ice on me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get back to it. What is a chunk loader? Is it exactly what it says? Yes, it loads chunks when you're not actually there. That is what we are working on, but it's not what we are doing right now. We're on a little bit of a sidetrack, making some other repairs to the cactus farm. Oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down there and, like, redecorate that room anyway. We were going to need to do that anyway, I mean to say, but we just definitely wrecked the floor a bunch more. Okay. Great. And then this blue ice, we can pull it out of the ceiling because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so that's fixed that one. We've just got to do that in one more place, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's just two corners that had that particular problem. I need to eat again. Okay. And then do that. Then do that. Throw in a water source there. Cool. Oh, shoot. Okay, I need to plug that up so while I break that, it's okay. Cool. That's handled now. Handled, chat. Okay. What are we at light level wise over here? Okay, nothing can spawn. I mean, if things could spawn, things would have been spawning by now. Because of how long we've been here, we would have seen a mob by now. I just realized the chunk loaders we built, chat. The chunk loaders we built. They're still here. We never connected the redstone to actually turn on the chunk loader. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, that's great. Oh, and I just remembered one other thing. Whoa, that's pulled out. It used 2 whole shulker boxes of coal. All right, so this chat is where the empty shulkers come out of the coal shulker unloader. We need to pipe those empty shulkers into one of these shulk loaders. And it needs to like take priority, kind of. What decides when yeah, chat, when 2 hoppers point into one hopper, like at a corner, what decides which one takes priority? I don't... Is it like a north, south, east, west kind of priority? And it's gonna depend on where you're at? My guess is that's how the prioritization would work. So if that's the case... Well, actually, let me see. If I have a hopper line... Going into a dropper, for example. And then I have another hopper... Another, like, dropper right there, let's say. And I have... Say that's full. Let's say that's full. I don't have enough. This was a mistake. Let's say it's a hopper then. Let's say we got 1 in there and 1 in there. If I take 1 out of here, it came out of the dropper. Okay, so as long as I pipe that into a dropper above this here, then it'll prioritize taking these rather than taking it from over there. Yeah, I think it always takes from the top. That is a mechanic that I was fairly certain of. Yeah. It always takes from the top. That was a mechanic I was fairly certain of. So... I'm like really low on all my redstone materials though, especially hoppers, and I need a bunch of those. So let's go top off all my stuff that's in this shulker box. It's nighttime. Every single time I come out here, it's nighttime. Everything below half a stack. Or half a stack or less, I should say. That I know I have more of. It's just this, okay. Actually not that much. Just feels like it sometimes. Okay, it doesn't look like I have any more chests here with me for this, but that's fine. Okay, now which part of this was I working on? Trying to remember, but I can't. Had something to do with... Ah, over here. I remember now. I probably should have grabbed more hoppers than that, but whatevs. So we gotta take this out of here. And then... it's gotta turn this way. Maybe I can fit the dropper elevator right here. And then, you know, you... No, that's a really tight fit. That's not gonna work. If I put the dropper elevator, like, right here, though, we'll be fine. And then we take away this block. And we put a dropper right there. And and a hopper into that. On top of the elevator. Well, actually, it doesn't even need... This could just be a dropper facing... dropper facing this way. And then this should honestly be a dropper facing downwards. The dropper facing downwards isn't actually expected to be like forcing it into there, but it's just in case it gets fired and there is availability, in case it gets powered, that's where it should be flowing to. So then, yeah, we do a hopper line. Right there. Cool, that puts the empty shulkers in there. And then empty shulkers, say... Okay, so then... let's start by putting the observer tower down first. We'll say the redstone can be on that side, so then boom. Cool. Then we have if there is an item in so if there is an item in here that will I don't have a torch or a repeater. Or a dude. No, that's the opposite of what I want, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, if we're thinking about it this way, I could go old school and just do a sticky piston and another observer. So we do a comparator into a sticky piston, Boom. When that's there. Okay. Yeah. That's as simple as that. When an item goes into there, sends it up. Okay. And even if this does back up, I mean, it will leave this pulsing forever if, like, this gets filled up, and then that gets filled up, and then that gets filled up, and that, and that, and that, and that, and then items stay in this dropper. That'll leave this pulsing forever, but it still should take priority, and yeah, well, that's fine. Good. Okay, let me take a look at my to-do list. Empty shulker crafter is done, but oh, we need to top it off actually first before we can say it's done for sure. We need to go get a bunch of a bunch of chests and you know, the other things. Chests and shells is what we need. We are gonna yeet composters, but that's the next step. It was just written in the book we were looking at. But we're on the current step. All right. So I know we have boxes. We have a single box of shulker shells here. That's not enough. Let's go to the spawn chunks. Let's go grab 2 more boxes of shulker shells, and let's go grab however many chests it has available there too. Hopefully it's got like a box or 2, but it has been fully chunk loaded for the past several streams now. So that means it's been running at the full capacity of the bamboo. Whoa. Of the bamboo, of the moss farm bone mealing the bamboo, and the bamboo just growing on its own capacity. So that's good. How's this looking? Yeah, it's still running. It didn't get stuck or anything like we had seen. That's not normal. Excuse me? They all seem to be very much going in a specific pattern, and they're outside of the farm? Like, we just saw, like, some of them... They're trying to go for the snow golem in the middle. And they're somehow escaping the farm. That's new. There's plenty of shulkers in there. So, like, it's working fine. Do these things go away after a while? It doesn't look like there's actually, like, hundreds or thousands of them here. So they must break after a certain amount of time. So it's not like it's a big deal. I don't like it. Then again, most things don't like me, so... Okay, 1 full shulker of chests will be plenty to start this party off. Oh. We don't have a brown chest to put there. All right, undyed chest or shulker going there. I don't want to lose out on chest capacity. That's the main thing. Is if I had left that empty, we would have been sacrificing chest capacity, and that's unacceptable, really. Alright, straight over here with these boxes. We gotta go to the underside first to make sure we top off the crafter first. Oh, and then we also need the item frames so we can put which chest is which. We need to label all of them for all of the places in this place. Oh, and we need to fill in the behind these chests so you can't see the redstone. Right. And then I'm gonna move this crafting table. Oops. I'm gonna move the crafting table to like in the floor right here, I guess. So that I can put the item frames on the floor here, right? Where is my... This box has the item frames in it. It does. Okay. While we're... Oh, and then I'm gonna need... Yeah, I'm gonna need some cut sandstone. I'm also potentially gonna need some slabs. I will need some slabs. All right. And then actually shells first. All right, so 2 stacks of shells in there, and then I'll say shells go to the left and chests go to the right. All right, that should have theoretically started crafting, potentially. No. Oh. It's not crafting because I messed up that redstone when I rebuilt it. There's supposed to be another torch. We either have to have no torches or 2 torches. Oof. Okay. Or no, we have 2 torches. We need to have specifically only 1, I think. Oh, okay. So like that. That should be crafting some. Okay, yeah. They're being crafted. Nice. I do need to get up in there pretty quick, though, and make sure we don't run out of any materials. So I'm pretty sure this one is chest. Yes, it is. Okay. And then this one's got to be shulker shells. All right, well, that's topped off. Cool. That's gonna make all it needs. Okay, so then we first go to the back rooms and cover up the back of these chests. And the tops of them too. Oh boy. So it's too tight of a fit for me to like fit in around here, dude. To work on it. Oh man. Yeah, whatevs. That's good enough, I guess. All right, and then if I can get back up inside, shut that door. All right, so yeah, that looks much better when you're looking through the gaps in the chests now. So item frames everywhere. We need item frame. This one's got to show shulker shell. This one's got to show a chest. Then we've got boom, bam, boom, bam. That's not where hoppers come out. That's not where droppers come out. Okay, we need bone blocks. Oh, lime dye. That's easy enough. 1 lime dye goes in there. Okay. This one's gonna be green dye. Maybe I can just grab some green dye and like repair something that needs repaired to get green dye while I'm here. More wings, yeah. I can always repair my wings. Okay. Cool, all my wings are repaired except for the ones that are on my back. All right, so we should see now, actually, yeah, those aren't getting caught up on the edge. Sweet, they're all just actually flowing down into the water, going down over here, and they're getting stuck. Good thing I checked. I didn't open those trap doors. I didn't open those trap doors. Didn't open those trap doors. Oh boy. I'll take the 37 home with me. And then, yeah, you should see these are all going in there. This hopper is probably picking up the majority of them. And then plenty will be getting picked up by the next stuff, too. Cool. And the stuff going into here is for sure being prioritized into the lime dye crafters. Something we didn't ever check is if... Okay, these are actually working. I also just realized I never put any into the dispensers, so that's a problem. So we gotta take... We gotta make sure we put like at least 2 into each of these dispensers. Over time, as these are used, it will actually... fill up the dispenser so they each have 9. But we have to manually put those there for now. And then also we have to put one there, and we never did. Awesome. Yeah, these all have them. We just, yeah, okay. Where'd I leave off? Right, I was getting green dye. If the shulker box opened, does it pop off the item frame? Yo, that's a really good question. Why do you have to be so stupidly smart? Like, what am I supposed to do about that? I guess I'm just not gonna label it. You just don't open that one. No, that is the one I am very highly likely to open every single time. Okay. Okay, I'll get bones and put there. This one will just make it self-explanatory, I guess. I need some bone blocks. I don't carry bone blocks on me in any of my ender chest kind of stuff, do I? Nope, I gotta go get some bone blocks. Okay, what am I missing from here that I didn't put back? Uh-oh. Oh. Item frames. I'm actually not done with the item frames. I need to put coal there. Alright, so I need to go grab a piece of coal and 2 bone blocks. All gameplay mechanics are vanilla, but I do have some client-side quality of life mods, stuff like that. You can check out !pack to see everything I'm running. All right. What am I eating, chat? Or what am I getting, chat? Coal and bone blocks. You know what else I just realized? The coal box should actually have 2 item frames above it. One with a piece of coal, the other with a shulker box in it, to indicate that you put in shulker boxes of coal. So bone blocks, there we go. Ouch. And then 2 item frames. Maybe I'll just put in a shulker shell. Shulker shell of coal. For each dude. All the VODs are over on the Red video site, !YT in the chat if you wanna go watch this world from the beginning so you don't have to imagine it. Okay. Or yes, there's the world tour. The 15,000 day world tour is a great place to start. All right, so now I think we're actually ready to start yeeting composters, chat. I want this to be replaced with a trap door and a button, actually. A button on the outside, a trap, or a pressure plate on the inside. Depending which way I'm looking, having a button on it on all 3 axes will be good. Was that ever a command? World tour? Yes. World tour has always been a command. Is Colonel Bot not here? Oh, Colonel Bot's disconnected. Hold on, I gotta regenerate his token. Oh, shoot. Okay, two-factor. Oh. Oh, my phone's charged. I don't need to put it back on the charger. Connect. Hey, Colonelbot's good. All right, he should be back in chat. All right. I just realized I have an extra torch, so I can throw that in there. All right, so with that, we can probably pick up all these boxes, but first, let's take a look at our stuff. Cactus farm. Empty shulker crafters is done now. The only thing we have left to do here before we can call this done is yeet the composters. And replace them with red concrete is what that means. All right, so let's take all this stuff out from the back rooms here and get ourselves ready. And then once we're done with this, we will go and double check and make sure there's nothing else we missed before we move on. Because this is one of the few farms that we did. Oh, wow. We missed something. We missed something huge, chap. We still haven't connected the redstone for the shulker loader. We still haven't connected the redstone to, like, turn off the shulker loader when the farm is full. An empty brown shulker box. Or the chunk loaders, not shulker loaders, chunk loaders. I still don't know what should trigger that. I guess is where I'm at right now. I don't know what should trigger that. Let me do the composters first. I'll just write a step in the book. Chunk loaders. There. I still haven't even thrown an ender pearl into the chunk loaders because I know that when I'm connecting the redstone to turn it off and on, it's going to toggle them a bunch. So this farm is not chunk loaded, though albeit we are spending all of our time here, so it doesn't need to be chunk loaded until we're done. All right, so let's leave this behind, and I just need to bring this with me, and then also potentially like some of this stuff. Yeah. No idea how much of this stuff I'm gonna need. I'm bringing this whole box though. Shouldn't it be when all the furnaces are full, all the redstone lights are? Yes, but I don't know how to tie into that. Well, it also needs to be, there's multiple things. Over here, there is storage for cactuses. We should probably be making sure this is full. And then we should be making sure the furnaces are full. And only then, like both of those criteria, and then turn off the chunk loader. Because if we come take a billion cactuses from over there, we would kind of want the chunk loader to stay active until that's full. Even if this is still full, kind of deal, you know? Then we do have like the dye stuff, but the green dye and thus the lime dye only happen when we use the farm, which has nothing to do with whether or not it should be chunk loaded. And then the bones are just a byproduct. The bone blocks are just a byproduct, so it's not something we need to chunk load for. All right, so let's start here. Okay, this should all be full with coal. And actually, I know it's 100% full with coal because we just topped off the coal. Got it. Okay. Picking up cactuses as we go. Not the end of the world. But if you do some repairs and leave, don't you want to leave it chunk loaded so those dyes finish loading? So, theoretically speaking, every time I use this farm, I could go down to the basement and turn on the chunk loaders. But when I just come here and use it like once or twice, I don't really need to. I would only ever really consider turning on the chunk loaders when like we've come and like done a huge repair session and taken out like an entire wall of furnaces. And we know that that's going to take hours and hours and hours to refill. Whereas like a single onesie twosie, just being in my base long enough, you know, will repair it. If that makes sense. The chunk loaders are not going to be used every single time that we use this place. Unless we start using this place all the time. In which case, I may just never turn off the chunk loaders. Was that the only composters? I felt like there was so many. But was that it? So composters like in the redstone? No. Above these? No. That's it. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's gross. Wow, maybe I shouldn't have done red concrete there. I didn't know those were visible. Dang it. All right. We're going to go we're going to replace here where there is a hopper. We're going to go replace this with No, yeah, we're replacing it with the sandstone. I had no idea that you could see the composters through it. Or maybe I did know that at one point, but oh, dang it. But it didn't really it didn't look out of place. It looked like it belonged. Whereas the red very much did not look like it belonged. Maybe I could have thrown in, like, lime concrete or something. No, the composters were there because of, lag reasons. But it seems like they also just fit in aesthetically. They were definitely not put there for aesthetics. That much I know for sure. Red concrete is out of place in the green biome. That's true. Except for in the redstone of the green biome. Whoa, that looks... Yeah, I can tell that that is different now. The fact that you can see sandstone instead of brown from a composter. Crazy. Okay. So that's all there was, really. Wow, I thought there was so much more composters involved. I mean, we did rip out... Actually, there was more composters around here and stuff. And these 2 composters are real, and they actually belong. So, like, that's it. And wait, there's none in the... No, because this all moves via water. Yeah, there's no composters here because this is all water over hoppers. Water over hoppers. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind this. Now that was easy. I can't believe I had that written as like a whole step in here. Oh shoot. Yeet composters is done. The last redstone thing is the chunk loaders, but then we need to redecorate basement. Redecorate desert, maybe? Yeah. So this desert under here, we've like destroyed it. It doesn't look like we did too much damage to it. But you can see this corner here, there's not a single dead bush. The ceiling is missing a drastic amount of glowberries. Oh, and you actually can see some of the blue ice there. Nothing we can do about that, but these are real cactuses. They would die eventually. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we get like birch trapdoors to cover the blue ice, but it really doesn't even take away from it. It's fine. Because we have the green glass you look through, it's tinted, you know, whatever. Well, it's stained, it's not tinted. There is a technical difference between stained and tinted in this game. Let me sleep again. Well, actually, hold on. This bed should stay here with all these boxes. Cover the ridge with stairs? Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll go down and we'll do a little redecorating soonly. I just realized we do actually have, boom, I'll top off that stack of composters and then the rest will go in here. And then I have composters in this redstone box specifically for like actual redstone composting stuff, not for on top of hoppers like we used to use them. All right, so let's grab this box now. What did I take out of here, chat? What did I take out of here that I didn't put back in? It wasn't the red concrete, or the composters, or the item frames that I used recently. Oh, the bed! Okay. Wow, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Okay. Oh, my allergy. Man, my eyes are really itchy all of a sudden. Dang it, bro. As soon as you touch them, like if your eyes are a little itchy, like you're like, oh man, I need to, and then as soon as you touch them, it's just like, they're on fire now. Don't stop itching them or you're gonna have a bad time. All right, so let's figure out where I actually want to, or am able to pull a signal from. Okay. So, all right. So we have these redstone lamps here. These redstone lamps are what actually tells us that the furnace is full, right? We can't really tap into this redstone signal for each of these because of where they are in the decoration area, right? But what we can tap into are these comparators. And these comparators are what's telling how full the green dye is in here. maybe we should be actually tapping into if these are full. Because if these are full, then that means the furnace is at least nearly full. This is also gonna cause a lot of conflicts of redstone on that side. Well, I'm actually wondering, like, in these corners here. No, we have like 16 of them here. So we could, if we tied into this redstone line, we'd be able to see specifically if like a single, it'd basically just be testing if the edge is empty. What goes in that dropper? This one right here. That's not... Nothing actually flows through that ever, does it? I actually don't know how this works anymore. This was inspired by El Mango, and he's got big brain ideas. You know what I'm thinking? I don't think that it's worth turning off the chunk loaders. Maybe this is just a farm that is always running, like the spawn chunk ones where they... Well, the iron farm one only turns off when it's like, oh, the shulker loaded chests of iron blocks are full, or the chests of shulker loaded... The chests filled with shulkers of iron blocks are full, right? That's the only time it turns off. The bamboo farm, moss farm combo does turn off when it's completely full. But that's years away from happening at this point. Actually, now that it's properly chunk loaded, I mean, and we're maybe months away, but then the shulker farm turns off if it ever completely fills, which has never ever happened. I think this is one of the farms I make the exception that it just doesn't ever turn off. I could put a manual shut off on it, actually. Like, I have this torch here. I could just put a lever here. Do I have a sign to mark this? I do not. All right, let me go get my ender pearls from outside. We bring that signal into the cramped room? No. The only reason we'd ever want to turn it off is we want it to be inconvenient to turn it off if it's something that we've deemed should be on forever. Because worst case scenario, this is loading 12 chunks, which, thinking about the context of our old spawn chunks, is a very small amount of chunks. And it's just producing bone blocks. Like, that's it. It's just producing bone blocks. I didn't realize I hit a cave there. Four bobbin pearls. Six bobbin pearls. Ten bobbin pearls. 12 bobbin pearls. All right. So now these 6 chunk loaders here are all loading the cactus farm itself, and these 6 are loading the smelter area. Amazing. God, now that you've said it, NG, I've just been thinking about it. My instinct was immediately no, we shouldn't. But now that you've said it, yeah, like we 100% should make this lever go into the cramped room. You just have to keep saying things, don't you? Never just not say things. Where am I at relative to all this other redstone? Oh my god, I'm going like right underneath it. Okay, hold on. This might work. I certainly never listened to you. It needs to be right there, chat. I don't know. We physically can't put it right there, though. Can I put it I cannot put it there. Maybe I can put it there. I feel like I'd accidentally click it. I could put it on the floor between these two signs, but then we wouldn't be able to label it very well. It needs to go like on this left wall, and my eyes are killing me now. Oh. All right. Repeater and doots. So I specifically want to have a repeater and a doot right there so that I can make sure that I see this is a 15 before I turn off that lever. Thinking ahead. 11, 12, 13, whatever. Ooh, this is gonna be going... Oh man, there's like this... I'm gonna keep it a few blocks away from all that. I don't want to like quasi power that piston or something. Okay, I want it like one more block than I have. All right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll put it at 14. Put the repeater here in case I was wrong about it where it belongs because we were so close to the next one. All right, so let's go inside with the lever. Oh wait, why'd I do that jump when I could have just walked up the steps that I had put in? So then I should have a lever in here. Should be right there. Okay, check in the redstone. Check in the redstone. And yep, that's a 15. All right, so I can go break that other lever away without now having, you know, turning off all the chunk loaders. Right, because that's a 15, 14, 15, so bam. Signal stayed exactly the same. And now we can get down there. Okay. All right, now we're officially done with all the redstone. Now we I do need to label it, actually. I need to go get a sign. All this Enderman grief. What? Well, I don't quite think that was grief of an Enderman, but whatevs. Cleaned up good enough of it. I'm happy with that. I'm pretty sure most of it was Enderman grief. The powder was definitely there from when we put in the lights or something like that. While we built the biome. All right. Last step now. Is redecorate the desert underneath. Cool. It's cool. Before we do that, though, it is time for me to take a quick break because we're at the halfway mark of stream. So chat, whatever platform you're watching on, consider dropping a follow. I'm live 5 nights a week, most of which is in this hardcore Minecraft world. And we're going to have a mini game going on in the purple chat if you want to partake over there. Meanwhile, we're going to be running the tree farm here, farming up some more oak trees. Oops. Okay. Is my stream deck gonna work again? Nope. Okay, holding right click and doing this. And my mouse looked away. Uh-oh. And it's not... Oh, it is right-clicking. Okay, good. All right. So I will be right back. I'm back. When did it stop placing? I wish the Stream Deck buttons were working. I don't know why they stopped. I probably just got to restart the Stream Deck again. Oh, I had to go put some eye drops in because my eyes were killing me. All right. Get out of here. Turn that off. Turn that off. Grab that excess. Throw in the torches. Oh, I ran out of saplings. That's when what happened. Oh, okay. Because I was apparently not standing in the right spot. Got it. Hey, look at that. It seems like we're definitely running in an excess of bone meal because we're not, because I haven't been placing saplings for so much of the AFK time. Turn this back on. You guys done with words, or are you gonna keep going? Let's head to the base and grab some decoration materials. Alright. We need some glowberries. We need some dead bushes. I think that's all we need, really. I think everything else will have been fine. Oh. I don't think seeing the side of the blue ice is a problem. Especially with how it lines up perfectly with, like, where the modules are. It's just going to look natural. Or it's just going to look like it's, you know, it belongs. Like, that blue ice there, it perfectly lines up with the edge of, like, the pistons you can see under there. So, like, I don't think it's a problem. So how do I get down there now? All right, so I know over here is where all the dead bushes got popped off. The glow lichen I know stayed, even though it did get, water did run by it, but I know it stayed. Oh man, I can't even, like, reach the edge. I need to get some moss. Man. I guess just following this redstone line is a way to get to the door. Okay. Make a full stack of moss. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm going in like too thick with these or not, really. Because I don't quite remember how I decided it should be when I first put them in. It's been a long time since then. All right. Those will grow. I think that's all we needed. Still don't have a good way out of here. But I do think we are actually completely done with the cactus farm now. It only took us absolutely ages. It took us like a stream and a half when we expected it to be like an hour. All right, let's take a look at our book. All right. Man, my eyes. Oh, why do they itch so bad? Please stop itching. I'm like telling myself to stop itching, not even asking my eyes to stop itching. I'm asking me to stop itching them, even though they itch. All right. Vine Farm is up next. Boom, right here. So the Vine Farm will be something because I don't know where the chunks line up with this. Oh boy. I was kind of hoping for each farm to just be inside of one chunk, and then each farm could then be responsible for loading just the chunk that it's in, you know? Like, this is a manual farm, needs a player, can't be chunk loaded. This is a manual farm, needs a player, can't be chunk loaded. This is a manual farm, needs a player, can't be chunk loaded. But that leaves us 3 farms here. This one, and this one can be chunk loaded if they are empty or if they're not full. The problem is that this one here is going to require 4 chunks to be loaded. 4 chunks to be loaded. This one here is going to require 2. And this one here is going to require 2 as well. These 2 are both done. If I build chunk loaders for them, the chunk loaders will be off immediately. But this one, I would want them on. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have room to physically build the chunk loaders like into the redstone area of these farms. Rip, dude. We don't have room to put them on top. Yeah, this one's literally going to need 4 chunks. It'd be best... Oh, I never covered up this corner. after I built that last thing. Let me go get some green concrete powder. I am thinking it's gonna have to be underneath the manual vine farm in the basement. But I don't know how I'm gonna get a signal down there. Yeah, the whole new basement underneath. And then all I'm gonna do is one chunk loader per chunk, and then some of them. No, actually, there is no overlapping chunks. There is no chunk that this farm needs that this farm also needs. Okay. Yeah, so they'll just literally need to be 4 chunk loaders huddled together underneath this one in a single corner. Then 2 chunk loaders huddled underneath this one, and 2 chunk loaders underneath. Okay, these 2 share a chunk. So there's just gonna be 1 chunk loader in this chunk that is only unloaded when both that one and that one are unloaded. So there'll be an AND gate there. So maybe if this one finishes first ever in the future, you know, it just teleports me back to 1 chunk but leaves the other one going in case that one's still running or something. Okay, so the chunks that we need to load are these 4 and these 3. And these 4 will actually be loaded as of today so that we can farm glowberries. So second basement can be accessible through here. Yeah, okay. Second basement accessible through here. Awesome. All right, so inside of this chunk, this is one of the 4 chunks that needs to be loaded. Hold on. Is this need to be dug lower? It does. I need to dig it just 1 block lower than where I'm at right now. So this is actually inside of one of the chunks that needs to be chunk loaded. Oh boy, there's like actual redstone here. That is precarious. Do I not have the chunk borders on? I do have chunk borders on. I just can't. I haven't gotten to them yet. Got it. Okay, so this is the corner here where I need to have all 4 of these chunks loaded right here, I believe. Oops. Yeah, all 4 of those chunks. So let me dig out all 4 of these chunks real quick. Oops. Oh, right, I forgot. I am only supposed to be digging this out 2 blocks tall. Okay. Do I even need to dig out the whole chunk? Really? Or... Normally I do dig out the whole chunk. But, like, in this case, I don't need to. Like, especially when I'm digging out a whole basement just for the chunk, you know? I normally would, but... in this scenario, there is other rooms in redstone mixing in. And I know over here there's going to be other rooms in redstone that need dug out. So maybe I'll just do a whole... Oh, crap. I did it again, dude. I keep digging it 3 blocks tall when I specifically keep telling myself to do it only 2 blocks tall. Okay, 2 blocks tall. I'm gonna get this chunk all the way to the edge. In this direction, at least. Okay, and then this chunk goes all the way. Oh, that's underneath some chests. Okay, that you can see down between the edges of the chests. You know, so I will put those blocks back. Oops. Okay. Okay, let me finish digging out the edge of this one. I don't know how we're gonna get the signals down here, genuinely. I haven't thought that far ahead. But okay, these 4 chunks here are good. Okay. All right, now we need to dig out 3 more chunks, and it is... Yeah, it's... This chunk in front of me is the middle one that we gotta dig out. And then we gotta dig out that chunk, and then we gotta dig out all of this one, plus 1 more in that direction. Yeah, so then this chunk, we'll take it all the way to the wall. The same wall that we have been following. Cool. All right. And then 1 more in this direction. Come on. Okay, gravel apparently is here to ruin my day. All right. So yes, there is 7 chunks here that we need to chunk load. Nice. and 3 separate inputs we need to somehow get down here to tell various chunks to stay loaded or not. Which that is going to be the fun part to figure out. I'm thinking we will just have something that comes out of the side of the building like that, and then just does a redstone line to get down here for each of the farms. So let's get back up there. Oops. And what I want to do first is actually build the chunk loaders themselves. Just a little pits where they are, right? Fill them with water, put all that in, so we can lay them out. I only have 2 pieces of red concrete. Good thing I checked. So yeah, we put one here, put one here, put one here, and we put one here. They're all tied together, so when one of these turns off, all 4 of these turn off. Then over here we have this one, which will be all by itself. And then we have this one, which will be all by itself. And then we'll put one here, like in the middle-ish of this chunk, that needs to stay on if both this one and this one are on. Or if both this one or this one are on. It needs to stay on for either or. So that is that. Let me get my soul sand, my water buckets, my kelp. I'll also get my concrete and trapdoors. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then do that. And that. I might as well put an infinite water source down here somewhere. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then again, we put this and this, and then we'll be able to tie them in together. And then here, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and again, bam, bam. Cool. Those 3 are in and ready. Then these 4. I'm gonna say we'll put them like that. I need to have 4 buckets of water. And I do, but once I do that, I won't have any extras, so... Cool, now I'll have 2 buckets of water left over. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That might not have been right. If I made it an extra block deep, that's not the end of the world. It'll still function exactly the same. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we add in these. All right, next up. I just threw my chest plate in there. I knew I threw something in there that didn't belong. It was my chest plate. Okay, let me move this stuff because it's in the way. Where am I at relative to the, surface? Okay. Okay, so the redstone signal is gonna come in somewhere along here. I'm gonna try and say, let's say the redstone signal comes in right there, right? I don't know if I'll be able to make that happen. Did I not bring? Oh, I did bring this. All right, so then we have my doots and my repeaters. So if I can get a torch for testing purposes, repeater goes there. That one happens first. That one happens second. That one happens third. And that one happens fourth. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Now I don't have a way of undoing. Crafting table. Crafting table we'll just chuck right here and leave it right there. I meant to get like one stack of the stuff, not all the stacks of the stuff. Okay. Then over here, we'll say redstone signal comes in that way. And then very easy solution here is right. So that one is open as long as this one is. And then simultaneously, well, I'm out of red blocks. All right. I need to go get more red concrete and come back down. Oh, wow. Then simultaneously, it's the exact same thing over here. Right. So now, if this one turns off, it closes that trapdoor, but doesn't close that one. And if that one's on and this one turns off, it closes this trapdoor, but not that one. But then once they both are off, it closes the middle one as well. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. Oh, I did need to put, yeah, a repeater there on 4 ticks. Great. All right, let me get rid of these torches for testing purposes. Now we got to go actually run the signal down here. Yeah, so that's great. 3 3 farms have 3 chunk loaders. We just need 3. All right, just making sure those actually counted right. We just need to get their signals down here somehow. It's not like a somehow. Like I vaguely know how I'm gonna do it. It's just. Okay, let's go do it. And actually, I just realized I grabbed this stuff and I never used it. There we go. That's fixed from building the the pale moss farm or whatever. Pale hanging moss. That's what it is. Oh boy. So, I'm thinking that very similar to this little thing that juts out the side of the cactus farm that is barely noticeable, we're going to have little things that jut out the side of the vine farm. So let me go get some deep slate, various different deep slates. We're not going to need much. Maybe if I just get like a stack of each texture that's included, that'll be plenty. With the variation mixed in. And then the rest will all be underground. So, cobbled deep slate, there might be normal deep slate, polished deep slate, brick deep slate, tile deep slate. Good. One's in the chat if you still like deep slate a lot and use it for everything. I did for quite a while. It was like one of my go-tos for quite a while, but I'm sure that like that was like the case for everybody. Everybody and their dog was using deep slate for everything. All right, so I don't need this box anymore. I will still need this box. I don't need that anymore. All right, so we're gonna have to peer inside. Where? Oh, not this one. My bad. This one. Somewhere here is our signal that shuts it off. It's this compost comparator right here, I think. Yeah. So if I draw a signal through this block. Which block is it? Nope, further left. 2 blocks to the right and, okay, of that bush. And 4 blocks up. Okay, yeah, if I draw a signal from that block right there, I can then send it downwards. Okay. I do have this box, so. If I power this block, that's not gonna create a burnout or anything? No. Okay. So yeah, if I just put a torch on this block, and then a doot on this block. Ooh, okay, so that is visible on the inside. So I can't really run anything down like inside the building's walls to try and save face a bit. But I can, yeah, I can then just Go down like so. And then we'll be able to cover all of this up once we get there. Mm-hmm. Aha, okay. Wow, just barely made it to the edge of the chunk here. That we had dug out. Okay, I don't have my repeater on me. Dang it, they're all up here. Mm-hmm. Back to the deuce. Cool. And that is the orientation we want the signal on while this farm is running, and this farm is in the running position. So, great. So now we just got to use some of our deep slate that we got to cover this and make it feel like it belongs. Two, three, four, five. All right. No. Oh, I need to eat something, I guess. And then, like, really, we want it to... Oh, boy, I just pressed the wrong button. Hold on. Oh, boy. Wait a second. Face cam. I just pressed the button to make a backup of my hardcore world while I'm playing in the hardcore world, so that's not great. Yeah. Let me kill that process. Will it let me? Yeah, okay, it did. Cool. Did not want to be like copying files from the world into like making a backup of it while I'm playing with it and causing something to get corrupted. That would be a big no-no. What I was trying to do was... Oh, wait, these macros aren't even going to work, are they? No, they're not. Oh, man, that really sucks. All right. So all I have to do... Oh, okay. Can't do that. Do you have a place I could put a torch in there? Oh, actually... Those don't need to exist. Yeah. Okay. There is a place I could put a torch in there if I wanted to, but nothing can spawn on redstone, so we're actually fine. It works. Doesn't look great, but it's there and it works. So it makes me want to move these away. Oh, that's on top of a moss block that I'd have to move if I... Yeah. Okay, fine. Whatevs. That works. I'm not gonna get any more picky about it. Yeah, it's just a little thing there that's not even a problem. Okay. We got 2 more of those to go build on the other side now. There's gonna be a shutoff that's again flush with the wall, so right here. Yep, right there. Redstone torch. Dude, okay, so redstone torch goes right there. Yep, it's in the off position right now because that's because the farm is off. So that's exactly what we're expecting. And then we would have a doot that goes right here. Oh. What's everybody doing today, chat? Oh, wow. So this is the redstone for those two chunks now. Great. How long of a redstone line is this exactly? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. And then, okay. So if that's 14, I can literally just come right here. I don't have my repeaters on me. Of course, of course, of course. He, him. Let's go down here. Got my repeaters. I forgot those. And we go down. And we'll just draw that off the underside. Send it down this way. Alright, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, dang it, that's 16? Are you kidding me? I'll move this back to like here then. Cool, that'll work just fine. Run that on top of there. Next I should test powering this as if that was like, instead of putting that there, what if I put a lever there? And that simulates exactly. All right, cool. That works perfectly then. All right. So then I just put a torch there instead, like I had planned on. And then let's go sleep because it's nighttime. And then we'll come back and close this up, and then we'll go build the next one. Too far away, my butt, dude. Right there. Maybe before I close this one up, I should do the next one just for funsies. Okay, this one is literally directly, yeah, behind that bush. Okay, so I'm out of red concrete. Red concrete. All right. So if I put a torch there, well, first off, the torch is off. So test it with a lever. That's how we'll do it while we're in testing. Doot doot. Yeah, we're going to run into a conflict here. They're going to directly overlap each other. Great, but I can just have this one turn around. Yeah. Interesting. All right. We'll go up top, send the signal down, and we'll see when the signal stops. I would like to just put the repeater right here if possible. Amazing. Okay. Maybe I should have had the other one double back too, but whatever. Not a big deal either way. Oh, right. This one is now changed to a torch. Oh, boy. That had a torch on top of it for sure. Oh, right. Okay. But it didn't actually cause a problem for that. Understood. All right. Well, nice having that, torch there now. All right. Let me put all the stuff away and then we will figure out how to cover this up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of things. Okay. So then I gotta figure out what to do about the ground here. Got it. This is actually fine. That needs to be a thing. Okay. This can't be that. But it could be a ground block. If I have more ground blocks on me. So, okay, this could be a moss. And this could be a moss with a thing above it. And that's not a problem. And then this could be that. Okay. That doesn't cut it off. That could, again, be a moss. And then that could just be that. Okay. Those are all taken care of, I think. So chat, I think these are all good, except for the fact I need to throw some ender pearls into some of these. I think that's all we're missing. And it's only a few of them. Oh, I do want to put a door here. Yeah, I definitely want to have a door here of some kind. See, okay, all 3 of these are closed, and that's intentional. And all 4 of these are open, and that's intentional. I was afraid that one was going to hit the sidewall. But okay, there we go. Vine farm, now chunk loaded. See, that's how long it's supposed to take to set up a chunk loader. 45 minutes, I'd say. Sounds about right. I did want to go get a door. And a pressure plate for that door. Spruce, because I used spruce, fence gates to get into there. For, like, the main door. So we need to have a spruce trap door, then. Or a spruce pressure plate. Then I don't know what one's next, but I'm sure we'll handle it. Let me blow my nose real quick. All right. Oh, Jibby real quick. See, this uses spruce trapdoors to get in there. I really don't like the entrance here. That was only ever supposed to be temporary while this place was under construction, and then I just never did anything else about it. Oh, crap. What am I supposed to do here? There you go. What? Okay. All right, let's take a look at our list. Vine farm done. The last one in the green biome is the pirate sheep ship. Oh boy. So chunk loading the pirate sheep ship. Is that going to be a permanent endeavor? I don't think we'd ever want these to turn off. Because, well, if we have no way of monitoring all the sheep colors and determining once they're all full to a certain level. Yeah, that's kind of impossible because of the scale and the tightness of the build. Additionally, getting a redstone signal from the ship down to under the ocean floor would take away from the ship. You'd see a pillar underneath it. Or something. Also, the sheer amount of storage you would need is ridiculous. Whoa. I just realized we're like low on shears. Last I checked, that box was completely full, to my knowledge. Like 100% full. I can't actually see. Yeah, yeah, to the point where we had extra. Oh my god. I didn't know we had this iron here. To the point where we had extra shears in there and a whole bunch of iron for making shears. Oh my god. How did we use that many shears? Okay, all right, it caught up. All right, we still need like 2 double chests of shears. How many do I need? Like 2 rows of them? 4. Okay, completely full again. Wow. I had genuinely no idea we had used anywhere near that many shears. Unless this wasn't supposed to have shears in it anymore. But like... How's the output storage? Yeah. Whoa, okay. You know what I just realized about this is the fact that this is chunk loadable now means that ever since 121.5, anytime I've been at the base at all, this has been working because it's been within my simulation distance. Which is crazy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This farm, while it can be chunk loaded, it probably shouldn't be. The only problem is if I ever truly do need like a million wool, this farm just won't be able to produce it because of how it's size constrained. Yeah. This I guess is an early game one. I never really considered the fact that I never like really considered building a second one. A second sheep farm if I needed mass output. Cuz this one's been fine. Maybe if we tinted glass bubble columns straight down to the ground or something, we could hide it. Yeah. Yeah, send the items out the bottom. No. No, I don't want to do that. All right, this boat is staying self-contained and is not being chunk loaded. Well, you know, so that is okay that sometimes the answer is no, we prefer not to chunk load it. That is okay. Hey! Chad! This is my first time ever seeing it. Creeper face! Look, how do I face the right way? Look at that! Heck yeah, dude! This is my first time ever seeing it, and it's in the hardcore world. That's wonderful. Creeper cloud. I literally was like looking up at the clouds and I'm like, huh, I wonder if I could see the creeper from here. Whoa. Was that a trident boy? Oh yeah, trident boy down there. You're no fun, dude. Look at you. 2-hit kill. I literally walked one out there. I was like, I wonder if any of these are going to be the creeper cloud. And I was like, nah, there's no way. And then I just happened to look straight at it. I'm still on words. Oh, of course. Yeah, the categories don't update properly sometimes, most of the time. Let me see what's up with that. Oh, yep, it needs me to re-sign in. Every 30 days, every single program that needs to interact with the purple chat, I have to like re-log in. Probably because I have like 2-factor on or something. I didn't even need a 2-factor. I just needed to re-authenticate or give it a new token or whatever. I kind of hate that. All right, so wait, what am I working on now? Sniffer farm. Definitely not something that needs to be chunk loaded. Especially, oh, we do actually have a modification that we need to make to this, I think. Oh, wow, we never finished that. Okay, so right now, chat, excess seeds get dropped into a cactus. Why would we do that when we can compost them? Right? And we even have this room right here to give us access to getting it, you know? So no changes needed to be made up here, except for covering this up. Let me go get some mangrove planks for that. We will chunk load it, but the chunk loader will be off after we build it because the storage is full. And then we will compost the seeds, autocraft them into bone blocks, and shulker load them potentially. Yeah, it's fine. I just kind of am, as I was explaining that, I was realizing, oh, this means that I'm gonna have to add a shulker box autocrafter here. And that sucks. Because that basement room is so pretty and I'm gonna have to, like, make it not. You know, one day I really still want to make a video about this little contraption. Can someone write on my to-do list in the Discord, about the, dual sniffer seed bone mealer bar, to make a, let me show you guys what this is if you haven't seen. I want to make, I designed it, it's ready, I literally just need to make a video about it. So if I take some seeds, this would be a great video concept. You turn this on, and it starts bone mealing, right? And you can do the torch flowers, and it grows them up really quickly, right? Or you turn it off, you flip this lever, you turn it back on, and now it bone meals the pitcher pods and breaks them for you. Like, dead simple, but really easy video to make. The redstone underneath is a little mumbo jumbo, but I didn't even mean that in terms of the Minecrafter mumbo jumbo. I meant that in terms of, like, it's just like jumbled up, but you know what I'm saying. And it's easy enough. I like it. All right. Oh man. But I love how this room looks. I really don't want to add more chests and stuff onto the, like, I'd have to remove all these leaves. Maybe I redstone it around to have all the chests and stuff on this wall. That sounds better. That sounds good. So many sniffers. Look at these guys up here, dude. It's too many, dude. All right. All right. I'm just zoning out. My brain's hit capacity for the day, chat. I actually had a really busy day today, like work-wise, and I was like actually productive, and I'm disgusted at myself for it. Okay, those need to come with me. Definitely gonna need this box. Definitely gonna need this box. Let me make sure everything here is topped off first. I don't have more chests to give. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do with that. You could have the bone meal from the extra seeds go into that contraption first to sustain itself. Yo, you're flipping smart today, Darcy. And you know I only say that when I absolutely have to. Oh, I left this door open. So right now there's 3 separate double chest inputs there. Okay, first things first, break this. And this 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 and this. All right, so now the seeds will start gathering in this hopper. Okay. Oh man, it's gonna look ugly though, bringing it in from the side. No, I won't pipe it into there. While it's a good idea, with this thing being in the middle of a room like it is, it would just look ugly. And there literally is no space to like make it drop down from the ceiling or something, you know. It'll be nice having an output on this wall here with shulker boxes of bone blocks if I need to top this off, you know. That'll be the goal. So okay, so yeah, let me just go around this room. Cobblestone. Okay. So what I'm gonna do. Okay, we found a light. Oh boy. Okay, we're not gonna dig any higher than that. This is gonna affect the floor if I do. But then we're gonna take this down. Cool. Do we have an ender chest down here? Okay. Got all sorts of stuff and things I need to put away. Yes, we need to make this room bigger, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna need a place for the input of chests and shulker shells, and then a place for the output of shulker boxes of bone meal or bone blocks. It'll be abso-flippin'-lutely ages before we ever see a single shulker box of bone blocks from this. Kinda makes me want to not shulker load them, and then just have like a wall of red shulker boxes here or something. Ooh, that sounds so much better. We will still craft it into... Do I even need to craft it? No, if I just keep it as bone meal, have a big wall of bone meal here to grab bone meal from. That sounds actually really good. Just have a big wall of bone meal right here. No crafters needed. Yeah, that's the compromise. And then we still need to shulker, put in the... the chunk loaders afterwards too, but we'll get to that afterwards. Not a single seed has made it down here? Okay, I will put a dropper back down there. I hate my face. What? Who said that? You got against my face, bro. Okay, good. That wasn't a problem to break. And voila. Okay. We do that. We no longer need access to this room at all. Oh shoot, this is not a randomized floor. So I need to actually make sure I put the right block back there. I do need to sleep. You know, maybe I'll keep access to that back room for the shulker loading. I don't know. Before I close that up. Yeah. Well, maybe that's our way we'll access the shulker loaders. Or actually, just through here would be a lot easier. Having a door like, boom, right there. What was that? What? Why did we have a random tunnel leading to this that was dug out perfectly to there? I'm confused. Get a mangrove door, put it right there, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Oh, perfect. I dug this out perfect. Dropper. I said I dug it out perfect because it lines up height-wise perfectly there to get this like lined up the way it was, and it has the blocks above for me to put the proper red concrete in place, which is just flippin' perfect. This one needs to be redone. Okay. Those are all in place. And then if I wanted to do red shulker boxes or something. Well, what color shulker boxes do I do up here? Yeah, I don't have red shulker boxes. That works. I don't know how many red shulker boxes. Let me top off my ender chest, fill up my inventory, and bring a stack of red dye. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. I didn't actually count out how many shulker boxes we're going to need. You think it's 6x4? Then I definitely have enough. Because that's 6x4. You are right. 6x4. Oh, today it's doing it right. You know what I just realized is I have to... I got the shulker boxes so that I could place them first and then place the hoppers on the back of those. But now I'm realizing if I place these in first, I have to then... they're gonna be orientated the wrong way. So... Okay. Okay. 9 more. Okay. Perfect. They do look nice. Oh, I never added in the composter, chat. Oh, no, actually. Hold on. I know where I can put the composter. I can go put the composter in the other room. Right here. So instead of having a dropper there, boom, composter there. Look at me being real resourceful. Because I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to drop this down by like 2 whole blocks, which is gonna cut our capacity in half. But I was like, no. Oh, some hoppers went into there. Blue collar composter. That sounds like the title of a country album. I like, okay, imagine, a suburban kid who's like very green conscious, planet conscious, you know, blue collar composter. That's the name of his album. Ah, headphone was stuck under there. No. Working these fingers to the bone for my meal. No. No, dude. No, I hated hearing every word of that. Wait, what did I put in here extra? Oh no. There's supposed to be an extra empty slot because I took the bed out. Oh, there's an extra observer in here. Okay. Ouch. Has anybody pointed out how close the sniffers sound to villager sounds? Sometimes they make a that sounds like a villager. That one. That sounds like a villager. Are the sniffers are supposed to be ancient? Are they like ancient relatives of the villagers? Yeah. All right, I need to make a door. Villagers evolved out of sniffers. Yeah. That's why they got noses like that. They're sniffing, dude. Is that actual lore from Mojang? Or just headcanon here, like for the stream lore? Alright. So next up, chat, is we gotta figure out what chunks need chunk loaded. Any chunk with... Yo! Yo! Did I do that? It's basically almost exactly a chunk. Man. I did a 16 by 16 and I almost lined it up perfectly with a chunk. Oh my god. I think I can load just this one singular chunk and we'll be fine. Because the redstone will work in a 3x3 around this chunk, and then we will only load the sniffers inside of this exact middle chunk, which is fine. And we even have room, like, right here to put it. You wanna... The flowers go extinct, so they have nothing to sniff anymore, so their noses get smaller. But that's why iron golems give the kids flowers? No, dude, that's like too perfect. It's adorable lore right there. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Dang it. I was really hoping I'd be able to put a lever right there, but I definitely cannot. Oh wait, I just realized the chunk loader needs to be tied into the fullness of this, I guess? I don't know. Yeah. So the chunk loader needs to be not here, I guess. So let me go up and see. So the chunk loader needs to be, or the chunk loader needs to be not in this chunk. But the redstone to shut it off will be in this chunk. Because what I want to do, what I'm thinking is we put a repeater right here and here. These will lead into an AND gate. So when both of them are off, then the chunk loader stops. Okay. I can do that very easily. I just don't know how to get the signal down now from here. Because if I, oh man, yeah, I don't. Maybe this just is one that we also decide doesn't get chunk loaded. Like it could be, but we decide not to because of the complexity of the build. That's disappointing. Not even the complexity of the build. That makes it sound like it's something I can't do. It's just not something that's worth it because of how it's currently set up. It'd probably have been better to use stripped logs to box this in, but it's fine. Because you're only ever going to see it when you like take a box home. And when are you going to realistically take one of these boxes home? Realistically, you're going to be like, okay, I need some bone meal for in here. Let me throw it in there, right? Maybe I won't pull the plug on doing this one until next stream. I'll think about it. But like, there's genuinely... So we would need, okay, look, these are both full up again. So what we need to do is a repeater for when both of these are full up to tell us to turn off the chunk loader. But there's no way to get a signal from inside this room into a chunk loader in this chunk. There's no way. Because of, you could see like how tight the tolerances are that we built this to. And we don't need to chunk load it because it is so... Yeah, maybe it's when we don't chunk load. I mean, I could put in a manual chunk loader, like, in the back here, if I needed to, like, ever chunk load it for any reason, right? Like, right here, this is a manual chunk loader. All I have to do is just kerplonk, and now it's a chunk loaded thing. I don't know, maybe that's all it is that's just a manual chunk loader right there, chat. But like, this isn't one that we need chunk loaded, so yeah, okay, we'll say it. We'll say it doesn't need it. We'll say it doesn't need it. Will we ever really need to grab shulker boxes to put shulker boxes of torch flowers? It's probably fine. True, it's probably fine. It's disappointing that things I planned on shulker loading are not getting shulker loaded. That's what gets me. But or things that technically could be shulker loaded. Okay, bee farms, on the other hand, we have to make that one work. So let's move all our boxes over to the white biome. With this in mind, though, each hut has its own farm in the Pirate Cove or whatever could be built within chunks borders. Oh, with chunk borders in mind. Yeah. for sure. I think from now on, all farms that are possible to be chunk loaded as we build them will have chunk borders in mind, especially small one-off things that can be chunk loaded. All right, all of these are ready to go into the unloader back at the base. I don't think any of them are empty. No, all of these need to go to the unloader back at the base. Then we need to move all the shulker boxes over to where the bees are in the white biome. Also, chat, once we're done with the list of farms that I have that need to be chunk loaded, that's only for farms in the base. And the spawn chunks are already done. There are potentially other farms in the world that can be chunk loaded. We need to evaluate, are there any other farms in the world, whether that's in the nether or scattered throughout the overworld, that can be chunk loaded, and if there are, we'll go add a chunk loader to them. Darcy was saying something about Darcy was saying there was something over at the pillager farm or the raid farm, maybe, but I still don't know what she was going on about. The pillager farm for the bottles. I still don't understand what you mean about that is chunk loadable. Darcy, like, the pillager outpost needs a player there for the pillagers to spawn. Right? That's not chunk loadable. How do we do nether farms without a water column? Ooh, haven't thought about that. I mean, technically, the old school nether portal chunk loaders still do work. They're just less reliable. Do they? No, no pillagers. All hostile mobs still need to have the player within 128 blocks or they despawn, right? When you fly up in the, when you have like, and they have to have 128 blocks of the player for them to spawn. Yeah, so I think you're crazy. And then maybe there isn't anything we have built outside of the base that is chunk loadable. I don't know. I don't know. Feeling very tired right now, chat. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start bingo here 10 minutes early, chat. Oh, is it only 5 minutes early? Oh, wait, I was supposed to start bingo 5 minutes ago. Oh. Oh, okay. We were supposed to start the bingo stuff like 5 minutes ago, I think. Yeah. All right, you guys got 4 minutes to get your bingo cards. No, for the SMP, if we want to chunk loads, we'll do an ender pearl stasis chamber. But then that still will require a player logged in. Well, not a player, any player that is a player that throws the pearl. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll probably add the spawn chunks back in with paper. Add that to my to-do list, Darcy. To add the spawn chunks back into with paper in 121.10. All right, I'm gonna move all these boxes over to the bee farm area. I wonder, should I put them like outside in the white biome? Should I put them inside the bee farm itself? Or should I put them like inside the mountain? Because that's where all the redstone is going to be done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where all the redstone is going to be done. Like if we look at the map, to chunk load this is going to be like these 6 chunks. And to chunk load this is going to be like these 6 chunks. Yeah, again, it's 12 chunks, and they're all going to be inside the mountain, is where all the chunk loaders are going to be, underneath the bee farms inside the mountain. Did I leave any door to get to the open? Yeah, I did. I completely forgot about that, and then I saw the button, and I was like, is that button a door? I genuinely wasn't sure that was gonna be a door. Right, so the chunk loaders are gonna go... I just know exactly like what I'm thinking, or what I think I would do, and then I had done it. Yeah, so the chunk loaders are gonna go like in these 6 chunks right here. Let me see free cam real quick. Yeah, that's actually perfect. All right, so with that being the case, I will probably build them up pretty close to the underside of these so that the redstone lines aren't that long. But yeah, I'll just move all the stuff down in here. Yeah, there's 2 bee farms to do. Well, it's all 1 bee farm, but there's 2 separate sections that need chunk loaded. There is technically a 3rd section of the bee farm inside of the bee that's flying around. There you can see its wing, but that's not something that can be chunk loaded. That is 100% player interaction required. Because that's a bee breeder. Look at the bee. Oh, man. Do we need to update the map? Have we done anything that needs map updates? Oh, this thing has been oxidized. Maybe that could be updated while we're here. We did technically update the shape of this building a little bit. Just like how this one has the little jut out there, this one too. I feel like that. Oh, we did fix this hole that was in the map. That's been there for a long time, apparently. We fixed that earlier today. Oh, it's time to start bingo. All right, the numbers are calling themselves. You got to be the first one to get 5 in a row and then hit your bingo button. All right. That's not how bingo works, Mrs. Ken. You have to actually get the bingo before you yell bingo. All right. So yeah, next stream, which is tomorrow, we will chunk load the bees. What all do we have left? Storage room is actually a huge one. Oh my god. The storage room, chat. Storage room. We're eating the composters. Actually, is there any composters here to yeet? Or did I already replace these with blocks? I don't remember. Oh, I already did them with blocks at some point, apparently. Okay. Yeah, it's all got, oh, it's when I added the auto crafters in, I did them. Okay. Yeah. Bee farms, we need to update maps as well while we're here. And then, I don't know if there's anything else we need to do while we're in the white biome. Yeah, the storage room, when you go up in there without the composters, it's going to look way different. Though we are just going to replace it with red concrete, so... All right, let's get back to the base. When you come out of there, dude, it's just so bright. Look at, like, the circles on the ground around the lights there. That's really weird. Oh my gosh, someone's gotta win. Ooh. All right, anything to put away? Hey, oh, we did get, well, we got 2 winners, actually. The first winner is actually somebody new. I don't think Vic. Hold on, let me see. I can't read it. The text is really small. Vicky Sick. I don't know if you've ever won bingo before. Have you? If you have, it's been a while. Yeah, NG also won, but you didn't click bingo until 2 seconds later. 2 whole seconds later. All right. Let me see if you've got a block reserved, Vicky. If not, I will roll you one. It does not appear that you do. All right. We will roll you a block with the randomizer. This will be your block for on the monument today and all future wins. So what's it going to be? What is that? Birch leaves! That is your block. Oh, wait, no. You already do have one. You have birch logs. Wow. Never mind. Oh, hold on. How do I get this off the screen? It'll go away in a minute, but I can't get it away now. The randomizer's filled with all the blocks that start with B. So that's what that's about. I don't know how long it's going to stay there, but it'll go away after a minute. Okay? Okay. You have birch logs. You've won 1 time, upping that to 2. Your last victory was stream 966. Today being stream 1038. Wow. All right, let's go grab you a birch log. Birch log. Chat, we have no birch logs. Uh-oh. This is why we do this with 15 minutes left on stream. Because we're going to run over to the tree farm and see if there's any birch logs in the output over there. If there's not, we're going to have to run a couple birch trees through. Oh, this is the birch floor. All right. Absolutely nothing. Okay. No birch saplings either. Okay, back to the base to get some birch sapling. All right. You know what? And I don't even know how many we're gonna have to run because, like, did I top off the whole, Like, did I top off the entire filter, or did I just put like one single log in there and I have to like run 40 logs through before we get a single output? I'll probably just run this whole stack of birch saplings. No, Vibes, that's cheating. We have a tree farm. We will farm trees. See, you don't have to turn on the sapling thrower. All right, here we go. Let them farm trees. That's that'll be the new. Yeah, without my like instant like bone meal auto clicker, we actually waste a lot of saplings, get placed and blown up before the bone meal ever actually grows a tree, which is disappointing. Plenty of logs going down there. Plenty of saplings too. Oh. I'm gonna do this. That was the last one. Turn that off. And while it finishes, we go down to the birch floor. And we pray that some birch logs have made it in. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, we'll take them all home. There's definitely still more flowing into there. But we'll take all these. So we have some birch back at the base. Wait, what? Oh, wow. We're up really high. I hadn't realized it. All right. GG Vicky on the dub with your birch log. Absolutely massive for your second W. Do we have any diamonds to burn today, chat? We get an ! partner plus in the chat for anyone who's not familiar with us burning diamonds. We do not have any qualifying partner plus subs today, so no diamonds to burn today. Easy enough. All right, and we'll throw this into the unloader, and that's that. That is that, chat. Good stream. Good progress. We finished the cactus farm. We did the vine farm. We did some upgrades to the sniffer farm that did not result in us chunk loading it. And we're prepared to get started on the bee farm next time. So let's see who's live with some hardcore vibes to send over a raid to tonight. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Melon's live. We'll send it over there. She's living in her birch, or no, her cherry biome, right? So she's got a lot of pink going on. You guys will like it. Here is a raid message for you to copy and paste if you got my emotes. If you don't, just copy the words out of it, put something in her chat, let her know you're there to have a wonderful time when you arrive. Thank you so much for the awesome stream tonight. Thank you for the channel point redemptions. Thank you for the follows across all the platforms. Thank you for the watch streak announcements. And thank you everybody for being here. I'll be live again tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern with some more massive hardcore Minecraft. Until then, have a great night. Peace out, my dudes.